Hello! Hi friends, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Corinne C. and thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. I want to talk to you guys a little bit today about what it takes to be a LuLaRoe consultant for all of you guys who are considering it or wondering about it, even if you'd just kind of tipped your toe into the pond and just want to know a little bit of more information. I'm going to give you a little bit more tonight. Okay, so right now, so when I joined, let's start back. When I joined LuLaRoe 9 months ago, basically I turned, my contract in, and sent it over, and then I think it was like a week later they called me, or it might have even been a couple days, they called me and they got me onboarded. And so it was like that easy and that fast. Well, right after that happened with me onboarding, a couple months later, LuLaRoe experienced a huge growth. It was like everybody was just like, yes, I want to be a consultant, woo! So that started the queue. The queue, yes. So now there's a queue, and guess what? They're getting through it rapidly. It is going so fast, but there was a time when it was taking between 2 and 3 months to get on board. And I think that that is a really tough place to be, because you feel really energized when you send it over. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then obviously as time goes by, fears and doubts settle in. So it's so hard. So my girls that are in the queue, I just tell them, like, just stay with it, because it is worth it. The good news is they're getting through the queue, and it's coming up fast, where I think pretty quick it'll be like you can kind of get on within a month or so. So the queue. So once you decide to become a LuLaRoe consultant and you have a sponsor, then you send your contract in along with a voided check, and you get in the queue. And then you wait in the queue, and then once the queue is through, they call you, and that's when you do your order. And so ladies, if you are considering becoming a LuLaRoe consultant, the biggest piece of advice I can give you is get in the queue now. So if you are unsure, or you're trying to work things out, make the financing work, you'll have time. And so by the time you really decide, you might be through the queue. And guess what? If they call you and you're not ready, and you say, no, I changed my mind, I don't want to do this, then no harm, no foul. And they put you at the back of the list, or they just don't ever call you back. So I think that's a great piece of advice if you're thinking about it, is to get in the queue. But hopefully soon there won't be a queue, so we'll see. But anyway, so basically they call you and you pay for your onboarding package, and it kind of changes, I think, recently, but basically it gives you a wide variety of styles. I think the cost is really hard for people. Obviously, I remember when I signed on, even when I just got more information, like, I didn't even know what LuLaRoe was. I just knew the basics, very, very basics, and I'm like, I want to do that. So when she said, well, the initial cost is, I kind of expected it to be like $1,000, $2,000, but it's $5,000. Now it's a little bit closer, to $6,000 if you get the leggings, but you can get just the very basic, I think, is $5,200. So I heard that, and I was like, oh, I was like, okay, great. And then I left, and I thought, okay, I'm not gonna do it. I went home, and I told my husband, yeah, sounds awesome, but it's $5,000, so I'll just wait. And he surprisingly was like, I think you should do it, which just shocked me, of course. But he was really supportive, and so he had faith in me, and I did it, and it was the best decision I've ever made, and I wish I would have made it long ago, 2 years ago, when I had initially thought about it. But anyways, so I know the initial investment is hard. That is a hard pill to swallow. That's a lot of money, and yeah, it's hard for people. But let me reassure you, if you're thinking about it, number one, it's worth it, and you're worth it. And that's the main thing that I thought, like, it's an investment in me and myself. And so it's an investment of you. So just think of it that way. It's an investment in you. And I feel like if you do what LuLaRoe has come out and said, like, do these things, I don't think there's any way you won't succeed. You will succeed. There's no way. You get a good sponsor, and they'll kind of help you along the path. And later on, I'm going to have another video about picking a sponsor that is right for you. So if you do those things, I feel like you will be successful. And that's what I kind of have told girls on my team, that if you kind of follow those things that people have done before you, and you kind of put yourself out there and you share, you know, the reason why you're doing it with other people, there's no way you won't be successful. You will. LuLaRoe is an amazing brand, and people are on board. They love LuLaRoe. There's a following, and so the product itself is incredible. And that's the thing, is as soon as you onboard and you spend that money, you have, you know, there's equity. You have a physical thing to hold in your hand. Like, I have these clothes. If all else fails, I can sell them. I mean, you can discount them a little bit and you can sell them all, and you make a little bit of money, you know, and you're good. But I think most of the time you probably, you know, get them, sell a little bit, and you see the value in it and how amazing it is to be a LuLaRoe consultant, and you keep going. I don't know, I had this picture in my mind that, you know, one day I just, you know, won't work. I've kind of always worked in my marriage, in my life with my husband. It hasn't always been, you know, 100% that I needed to financially, but I have always worked. And I thought, you know, one day I won't work, and that'll be really nice to just stay home and not worry about anything. Well, after I had my third child, I was kind of, you know, I didn't work. It was so funny, like that moment when you're like, oh, okay, now what? And so when I started LuLaRoe, I kind of said to my husband, like, I honestly can't see me ever stopping. I mean, I can see that there'll be months where I do less and that's months where I do more, but I just can't imagine myself stopping, just because the feelings that you have, you know, friendships and freedom and confidence, all of those things you get. So, and I think I've just gone on a tangent. But anyways, so back to becoming a LuLaRoe consultant. You get in the queue. You send your documents over, they call you, and you put your first initial order in. So you put that one, you buy that onboarding package, and then there's a leggings package that you can add on, so it makes it, I think, $66,000 about. And then you're a consultant, and then you can just start selling. And what's so awesome is, I remember my first party. I remember I was setting up in my basement where I am now, and like, I felt like my little sister was really nervous for me, because she knew I had spent a lot of money. She wanted me to be successful, and I think at some moment she probably thought, is she gonna sell anything? Like, is this gonna happen for her? And so that day that it was my launch party, I was like, I just want to sell one thing. Like, I just need to sell one thing. I just need to do one thing. Like, is anybody gonna buy stuff from me? Like, I don't know. I just had that panic set in. The really amazing news is that money comes in fast. It comes flying in, faster than you're even prepared for it. And so when I talk to my girls, people that want to sign on, I always tell them that if money is your biggest deterrent from becoming a LuLaRoe consultant, let your mind be at ease. You'll make money. You will make money. If you have other reasons for not wanting to be a consultant, like your time, your space, those are really valid concerns, but don't let money hold you back. I think if I would have let that money hold me back, it would have been the biggest mistake of my life. So don't let the money hold you back, because you will make money. The money will come flying in, and you will be shocked, because I was completely shocked. But time, it does take time, and I want to be super upfront about that. It takes time, and it takes work. It is work. So if you come into it and think, oh, I don't, you know, it's going to be easy, I'm going to do this. It is work. It is a lot of work. I just heard my cat. That must be my cue. But it is work. It is so hard. It's not so hard, but it is work. So if you're willing to put work into it, it will be what you put into it. So it'll be amazing. If you want to put a lot of work into it, it'll be awesome. You will be successful. Space, obviously there's lots of different ways that you can fill your space, and I've seen so many different creative things. So if space is your concern, I think that's probably something that you could probably solve. But I hope that I've been able to shed a little bit of light on just a few things about becoming a LuLaRoe consultant. If you guys want to connect with me, you can email me at LuLaRoeCurrency, that's CORINNEC @gmail.com, or connect with me through Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram is LuLaRoe Currency, And my Facebook is facebook.com/group/LuLaRoe Currency. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great night. Bye!